Breaking news: the establishment of nuclear power plants in Tehran near the Abraham Lincoln nuclear power plant. The United States is waiting for an order concerning Tehran's unauthorized entry. The Israeli army has targeted a weapon production site in southern Lebanon. The Israeli Air Force will be sensitive at the end of next week. And the end of the work of one of the founding fathers of the party, the most powerful commander of the Chinese military. In the name of God the Merciful, I salute you and welcome you to this news service. According to reports published by local sources, the Iranian Navy, with the introduction of several nuclear missiles and nuclear warheads, has increased its operational readiness by 100% within 200 kilometers of the U.S. nuclear power plant in the Oman Sea. These actions are being carried out under the conditions that the political and military tensions between Tehran and Washington have reached their highest level in recent months. According to reports, the Abraham Lincoln nuclear power plant, along with the destroyers and the escort ships, has temporarily suspended its operations and is waiting for a new order from the U.S. government. This suspension is a sign of the U.S.'s operational readiness against Iran's possible intervention. According to military sources, 2 Iranian ships, along with some tundra vessels, have been stationed in the area, which provides the ability to monitor and control the movements of the U.S. Navy. The presence of the tundra vessels, which are an important part of Iran's non-proliferation doctrine, sends a clear message of Tehran's readiness for a quick response to any possible military action. Meanwhile, the Washington Post, in a special report referring to Pentagon values, wrote that the U.S. military's ability to enter into a prolonged war with Iran is facing serious challenges. According to this report, the prolonged geography of Iran, the ability to launch missiles, and the network of regional allied forces greatly increases the cost of any direct confrontation for Washington. This is a topic that Donald Trump's high-profile flights have prevented him from facing. In addition, the Israeli newspaper Hayom reported that in the event of a possible attack on Iran, Jordan and the United Arab Emirates will provide logistical and information support for the U.S. With this, the U.S. military will be able to respond to any possible military action. Meanwhile, some analysts believe that the non-direct participation of these countries will not be able to reduce the risks of a regional Cold War. In summary, the latest developments show that both sides are in the process of displaying power and sending a message of negotiation without showing any signs of direct confrontation. The current atmosphere in the region, which is a sign of a close war, is a sign of calculated acceptance and an attempt to prevent political and military pressure. Acceptance that any miscalculation in it can have unacceptable consequences for the whole region. The Israeli army last week announced that it had targeted a weapon production site in southern Lebanon. According to the El Arabiya news agency, this announcement came after cities in southern Lebanon were targeted by the Israeli army. On the same line, the Israeli airstrike targeted the Jerojan area in Bekaa in eastern Lebanon, and other attacks hit the Nabi Sheet area in the eastern mountains of Lebanon. In addition, 2 heavy airstrikes targeted the Baras San Hassan and Kerb-e-Salem areas. The Lebanese National News Agency reported that the Israeli airstrikes on 2 occasions hit the cities of Keferdonen and Baras San Hassan and also hit a distance between them. In spite of the agreement between Israel and Lebanon on November 20th, Israel and all other countries in the region, especially in southern Lebanon, have continued their airstrikes and are accusing Hezbollah of restructuring their military capabilities. The head of the Israeli Air Force, Shmuel Zakar, in an official statement to foreign Air Force companies at the Ben Gurion Airfield in Tel Aviv, announced that at the end of next week it will enter a sensitive security period. This statement is at the same time in contrast to the possibility that the U.S. attack on Iran. Zakar, the head of the Israeli Air Force, has come up with an emergency plan to deal with the possibility of the closure of Israel's airspace. The situation was previously carried out in June 20, 2025 and 2024. He said that in such circumstances, foreign Air Force companies will take the lead to ensure the exit of these countries. Israeli news agencies, which reported to the Israeli Air Force on Saturday, show the level of U.S. military stability in the Middle East. This week, since the military operation against Iran in June 2025 has reached an unprecedented level. The U.S. agencies say that Donald Trump and the United Nations are considering all options, including rapid and deadly attacks on Iran. Months later, reports of one of the most powerful faces of the Chinese armed forces have been ignored. According to the English daily Sunday Times, the Chinese officials Ron Guinox, the highest-ranking chief of the Central Military Commission of China, along with one of its top officials, have been under investigation for serious and legal violations. The Central Military Commission is the highest-ranking agency of the Chinese armed forces and operates only under the supervision of the Central Committee of the Communist Party. The leaders of the party, Ron Guinox, are related to the Communist Party leaders of China. This title refers to the children of the revolutionary leaders who, with the help of the People's Republic of China, have risen to power. Ron Guinox, the son of Ron Zhongyox, is a member of the Communist Party of China. Xi Jinping had made allegations about the military power of the regime and the efforts to discredit the president, but did not officially confirm these allegations. With the subsequent action, Xi Jinping has made another move after the visit with the exception of the army commanders, but ultimately reached the point of war. Sunday Times, in addition to the unofficial statement, differentiates between Xi and Ron on sensitive matters, and China's expansion against Taiwan was one of the main reasons for this conflict. The previous war in the war between China and Vietnam in the late 1970s was seen as a sign of the arrival of a new Cold War. It was seen as a sign of the arrival of a new Cold War. Reconstruction in the head of the Military Commission, Sunday Times wrote that the removal of Lin Biazda was a sign of the arrival of a new Cold War. Biazda was appointed as the Minister of Defense and was likely to be appointed by Mao. In 1971, he passed away suddenly. His case was also included in the court documents. The case is still pending. Sunday Times wrote at the end that the removal of Lin Biazda was a sign of the arrival of a new Cold War. The case is still pending. In recent years, 10 military commanders, including the Minister of National Defense, have met with Lin Biazda. Currently, only Xi Jinping and Jiang Sangmin remain in the head of the Central Military Commission, who are in charge of the administrative structures. Thank you for listening.